Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Sunday brunch edition for December the 26th, 2021, our very last Sunday here in 2021. Almost over, ready to start 2022. All right, we got another cruising story for you today, and COVID strikes again. We'll get into all of it right after this. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. All right, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. Hopefully you're still with family and friends, haven't had to travel back. I know travel this weekend looks like it's been a little bit crazy. Seen a lot of flight cancellations. Hopefully that didn't affect anybody's travel plans or affect anybody's ability to get to or from their cruise ships. So hopefully nobody had to deal with that. But today we do have a story of another cruise ship that was denied disembarkation at a cruise port. So Holland America's Koningsdam departed San Diego on December the 19th doing a Mexican Riviera cruise. And per all of the health safety protocol requirements, the crew was tested prior to the cruise ship departing on December the 19th, and they did find one positive case on board. Of course, that crew member was immediately put into isolation. Contact tracing was done, and anybody that had been in close contact was also isolated. So the cruise ship loaded up its passengers and went ahead and departed. Well, the problem came on December the 23rd when the cruise ship was pulling into Puerto Vallarta, and the crew had been tested prior to the cruise ship pulling right into the port because they test every few days. And this time, they found 21 crew members that tested positive. Now, just like normal health and safety protocols, the crew members were immediately isolated. Contact tracing was done. Anybody that had been in close contact was also quarantined as well. And just like they're supposed to do, the cruise line reported these cases to the cruise port. And that's kind of where the issue started. So the officials in Mexico determined that 21 cases on board the cruise ship, well, that was just too much, and the passengers were not allowed to disembark in the port. So there was 875 crew members on board, just a little over 1,000 passengers, 21 positive cases amongst the crew, so they did not allow the passengers to disembark in that cruise port. Instead, the cruise ship pulled out of port and started heading back towards San Diego. Now, they already had 2 sea days scheduled prior to arriving back in port, so they're going to, of course, have their sea days and arrive back in port at normal time. And, we've seen this here recently. We saw this with the Carnival Freedom. We saw this with the Oasis of the Seas. Now we're seeing it here with Holland America. And it does seem like the majority of these cases that are at least testing positive at the time are amongst the crew. But of course they do routine testing amongst the crew, and I think we're going to continue to have these cases popping up with the crew. At this time, I don't think there's a lot we can do about it. The crew is fully vaccinated. The passengers on board are fully vaccinated and had to take a test prior to getting on the cruise ship just a few days before. And like I said, the crew, they tested on the 19th and then had positive cases by the 21st. So it is moving pretty rapidly, and it seems it's amongst the crew where this is happening a lot right now. Like I said, Carnival Freedom, crew. Odyssey of the Seas, the crew. Holland America, now it's the crew. But because of these cases, they are not allowing cruise ships to either dock, or they're not allowing the passengers to disembark in that cruise terminal. So it is affecting cruising for everybody right now. And I hate to say it, I don't want to be negative, don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I think right now with the rise in Omicron cases, I think the possibility of missing cruise ports and missing cruise stops over positive cases is becoming more and more likely as we go on here through the next couple of months. Now, luckily, most of the people that test positive are asymptomatic or very mild symptoms and are completely unaware they have it. So we don't have any major cases of illness on the cruise ships. Thank God we don't have any deaths on the cruise ships over this. But it is affecting cruise stops and it is affecting cruise ports. So you are going to have to ask yourself, is it worth it for you right now? Are you willing to get on the cruise ship and miss cruise ports? Now, me personally, we are scheduled to cruise 2 weeks from today, and I have every intention of getting on board this cruise ship. I have no plans to cancel over this because, like I said, people are not getting sick, but it is affecting the itineraries a little bit, so it's going to kind of have to be a little bit of a give and take. Are you willing to miss the cruise ports to still be on the cruise ships? My answer is yes, because simply the experience and the joy of being on the cruise ship, of being out there sailing, of just the relaxation and the fun of the cruise ship, you know what? I'm fine with that. I am willing to do just that. If we happen to miss a cruise port, well, right now I'm okay with that, and I understand it, and it's something I accept before I even get on the cruise ship. That's the thing to remember, okay? Is you have to accept this before you get on the cruise ship. Understand that right now, particularly right now, itinerary changes are happening all of the time. Cruise ports are denying entry. They're not letting passengers disembark in some locations, and particularly Mexico, which has been a very friendly cruise port through this entire pandemic process. So when you start to see Mexico denying cruise passengers from disembarking, you really got to keep an extra eye on it, because like I said, they have been super friendly to cruising the entire time. Nassau, Bahamas, been super friendly to cruising all the time. You start to see some of ports like that denying passengers, you really need to keep an eye on it. But if you're willing to accept the risk and you're willing to accept the possibilities, well, cruise on, because I am going to cruise on. I am not going to let this stop us. Like I said, we have 3 upcoming cruises. All 3 are less than 90 days out, and unless they cancel my cruise, I intend to be on that ship. All right, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor, smash that like button. Have yourself a great day, and like always, we will see you out on the high seas.